Hello everyone, my name is Shubham and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new to this channel, please do consider subscribing to my channel. Now coming to the discussion for this video, which is how to resolve your localhost. Well, what do I exactly mean by how to resolve your localhost is that suppose if you are working on project, okay, or you're working on a company project which is accessed through the gateway, okay, in a simpler way how we can access that application, okay, either your own application or an application which we can access through the gateway, okay, we can run that application in our local system and access that project through the host name as localhost. Okay, but while working, if you want to access that application using your custom host name, okay, so in that condition you need to resolve that host name to access your application. Well, explaining further that, suppose if you are having a project, okay, for just for an example, I'm having one project which is a calculator project, okay, and this project is running on a port 8800. How we usually access this application is through the URL as http colon double slash localhost colon 8800. Okay, then we will be having endpoints. That's another part. I'm just trying to explain the concept here. Okay, now suppose if you want to access this application using your own custom host name, suppose I want to access it using the calculator dot local colon 8800. Now let's consider scenarios. Will I be able to access this application? Okay, so will I be able to access my application using this URL? Yeah, obviously I can access my application using this URL. There's no problem in that. But whenever I try to access this application, will I be able to access my application using this hostname as calculator.local? No, I cannot access this application using this hostname. Well, why is it so? Okay, the reason is very simple because okay, your browser cannot identify this host name, which is calculator.local. It does not understand what exactly do you mean by calculator.local, and hence it cannot resolve your host name, and hence it is not going to give you the desired result. Okay, so how do we solve this problem? How do I, how can I access my application with the custom host name which I want? Okay, that's where it comes to resolving your host name, which is resolving your local host. Okay, now let's understand this thing practically. Uh, to understand this thing, as I have depicted here, I'm having one project which is a calculator project. Okay, same project, and in this project, I'm having one class which is a calculator class, which is a REST class, which is annotated with the @REST controller annotation. And in this class, I'm having one endpoint method, which is find square method with a URL as the calc square, and which is accepting one path variable, which is num variable. So what basically I'm doing in this application is to find the square of the number which I am getting through the path variable. Okay, so I'm just here finding the square of this num and converting it to the string and passing it uh, to my REST endpoint. Okay, now the very simple functionality for you to understand. Now I'm going to run this project. Okay, before I run, let me just show you which port I'm running this project on. It is on the 8800. Okay, now run this project as a Spring Boot application. Okay, you can also run this project as Java application. Okay, the project is starting. Yep, starting. Okay, the project started on a port 8800. Okay, now let's try to access this project. Okay, so it will be localhost colon 8800 slash the endpoint URL is cal square and the digit for which I want to find the square for. Okay, suppose I want to find the square for 7 and it is giving me the result 49. Well, exactly what I wanted. Well, now let's try to access this application with the host name I want. Okay, so the custom host name, like as previously I have suggested, which is calculator.local. Will it be working? Well, it's still loading. Well, yeah, as you can see over here, we are having trouble finding that site. Well, yeah, obviously this is an obvious response because your browser cannot identify this host name calculator.local and hence it cannot resolve it. Well, we need to fix this issue. Okay, how we can do is very simple. The steps you need to follow is, okay, let me write down the steps. Steps to resolve your localhost. Well, first one is to open any editor, okay, any editor as administrator. Okay, this one is an important step. I'm going to explain why you need an administrator permission on that editor. Okay, when I'm going to open it. Okay, now second, you need to go to the Windows, then to the System32, then to the drivers, then to the etc, and then to the host file. Okay, so here you need to modify this host file to resolve your host name. Okay, we're going to see this. Okay, now open this host file with the same editor. Okay, okay. And in that process, do not close that editor. Okay, and let's try this. Just modify. After this, you just need to modify your host file with the custom host name, and you'll be done with that. Okay, now let's get started with that. Now, first I need to open one editor with an administrator permission. So I'm going to choose as a Notepad++, but you can take anyways, any other. So run as administrator. Okay, it is taking a little bit time. Okay, now. Okay, it is opening as a uh, Notepad. Okay, let me just try with the other one. I don't want it with the Notepad. I want it with the Notepad++. Well, I'm usually habituated with the Notepad++. That's why I'm taking it. Okay, run as. Okay, now after this, you need to the C drive, then to the Windows, then to the System32. Okay, so here it is going to be System32, and inside this you need to search for the drivers folder. Okay, here you can see the drivers folder. Go inside this, and yeah, so I forgot it, I guess. Inside this, no, I have written it down. So inside this you need to go to the etc folder, and here you can see the host file. Okay, just open this host file as with the notepad. Okay, well, to modify this host file you need to have the administrator permission. That's why I told you that you need to have an one editor open with an administrator permission. Okay, so whenever you're going to open this host file with that same editor, you're going to have the administrator permission to modify this file. Okay, now you just need to copy this one of the about URL, paste it down. Okay, so here you need to write the host name, custom your host name you want to resolve. So I want to resolve calculator.local. Okay, calculator.local I want to resolve. Just save this file and close this file. Okay, now you have done, you have modified those files. Now come back again. Okay, now try it again. Well, as you can see, my URL here is a calculator.local instead of localhost, and still I am getting the desired result. Well, that's how we can resolve your localhost. Okay, so and you can get to have your own custom host name to access your application which you are running locally in your machine. So thank you for watching this video. See you on the next video.